The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
I'm going to come back to you.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing his Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Cousins gives way to Cook, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And he's able to find Diggs.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here in the game's opening drive. First down, here's the run with Cook. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Now a give running right, it's Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Haley got the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Ready! 60 Pittsburgh. Pilot, 64, weak. 5.
On 1st and 10, Rudolph. Buying time to his left. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Set, ready? 70, Indy.
I'm going to run you over.
Hey, Alpha.
57's the mic. 57.
Please grip.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rudolph. And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43.
There's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Recon, 132 fighter. Ready?
Throwing on 2nd down. Rudolph. And Austin Safarian-Jenkins has it. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 26.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens up.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this 1st quarter. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Cook. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. They're facing a tough spot, 3rd and 8 here to start things out. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Rudolph looking to throw it. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. 27 yards there, a first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. Here's Rudolph. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
A first down carry by Elliott, and he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 434 yards, not as many as 1631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. Draw play, Elliott. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Throwing on 3rd down, here's Rudolph. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move. The Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7 our score. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Britton Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. 5 yards on the pickup, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. From the gun, here's Rudolph. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
Let's go, baby. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting in a field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
On play action, Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Here's Cousins. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And it'll bring up 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Throwing, Cousins. Left side caught by Diggs. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And not what he was hoping for there as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Protein spill. Check 26, check 26.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Xavier Rhodes makes the tackle. You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
From the gun on third down, it's Rudolph. Going up top. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. First possession in the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now a run with Cook. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Greystone, travel.
Now Elliott. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield. Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Taking it about the 16. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run on first down. Cook. Again he finds an opening. 20. And he will score. Touchdown. Dalvin Cook, 44 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. They get to the football. It's blocked. And the Cowboys pick it up. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I remember when they changed the rule, and there's a lot of consternation, especially coming from the kickers. Okay, how's this going to affect things, having to kick a longer one now? Much more of a field goal attempt, and the defensive guys saw it as an opportunity to get more block.
That's exactly right. There's more effort now. Before, when it was snapped down near the goal line, you would basically see guys just stand there.
Yeah, not anymore. Now, those guys are going after it because not only can they knock it away and change a little bit of momentum,
they can get 2 points.
They can pick it up and take it back for 2 points.
A very solid gain of 27. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run with Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Tough spot here, 3rd and 18, following back-to-back running plays that went in the wrong direction. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken at the 15. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
Tyrone Crawford in on the tackle. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Again, it's Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Play fake. Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
From the 39, Rudolph. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth.